So Genesis 2 is what a native Israelite creation account looks like. Right? So it begins by telling us that nothing is growing. Nothing is growing on the earth because there's no rain. All right. Now we're in Israel. Right? Nothing's growing, there's no rain, and it tells us right off the bat, agricultural production requires human effort. Right? There was no human to till the soil, so nothing was growing. Nothing grows without human effort. Now, think back for a second, though, to Genesis 1, right? In Genesis 1, we were told that the earth just brings forth vegetation, right? Just all on its own. Well, not here in Genesis 2, my friends. Oh, no. Genesis 2 is the creation account of people who live in a setting like this, right? This is what people who live in here write a creation account where it's dry and there's no rain and it takes human effort to grow things. So the state of the world here in Genesis 2, unlike Genesis 1, is largely barren. It's dry, it's dusty, it requires humans to work the land to make it fertile. All of which is to say, Genesis 2 can't be day 6 of the previous chapter, right? When humans are created. Right? It's simply not the same world. This isn't day 6 of Genesis 1. This is day 1 of a totally new story. So in the story, God formed man from the dust of the earth and blew into his nostrils, etc. Okay, let's get the easy part out of the way. Here, the word man, as commonly translated, means one single human male, right? Which we don't know from some different Hebrew word. We only know it contextually because that's clearly what's happening in the rest of the story. Um, the creation of this man from the dust of the earth is basically a pun, right? Man is Adam, and earth is Adama, right? Soil, ground. So Adam, man, comes from soil. Um, so, there's a little wordplay in there, but this is also a very particular way of understanding the creation of humans. The verb that's used here for God forming this man, uh, this is the verb that's used for an artisan, for a potter. Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah, will use the same image in Isaiah 45. Woe to you who strive with your maker, and that's that word again, the same word as here for forming. Earthen vessels with the potter. Does the clay say to the one who fashions it, and I think that's the same word again, what are you making, or your work has no handles? So God here is, and it makes sense, right? Using the earth, right? So it's the imagery of a potter, which is also, it just so happens, one of the words that's used regularly in the Bible for the making of idols. Right? So when we have the prophets condemning idolatry, they talk about, right, how, this isn't, you've not made a real God, right? It's just the work of your hands. It's something you made, right? Something you formed. Um, why is it interesting that it's the same word? Because what it suggests is that here, God is creating this man in a way analogous to the way that a human might make an idol, right? The taking of clay and the forming of something. And we even have from ancient Mesopotamia, we have texts that give us the sort of the ritual for investing the idol that you've just made with life, right? Turning it from just something you've shaped with your hands into the God that it is meant to sort of make present. I mean, we have whole ritual texts of this from Mesopotamia called the Mispi ritual, literally the washing of the mouth. And so here, God, in blowing life into this sort of clay being, is sort of replicating the making of idols known from the ancient Israelite context. Creation here is almost like, in that sense, almost like an anti-idolatry statement, right? God does this. God creates shapes, human shapes, and blows life into them and gives them life. But we can't do this, right? God creates life. We create lifeless objects and then pretend. Right? We play God when we do this sort of thing.